Good morning, YouTube. We've got the M4 MacBook Air here, 16 by 256, running crossover with, well, my favorite game. And I just switched it over to D3D Metal, I think it's called, and full resolution mode. And of course, the resolution it gives me is 3420 by 2214. And I've got the frame rate limit at 120 FPS, but you know, I mean, it's a 60 hertz refresh screen, so I don't think we're going to really do much better anyway, but let's just put it to 200 anyhow. Now, I do have the graphics set at medium, but I think we should go back to ultra and see what happens here. Because I've been messing around with this a little bit for the last couple of days, trying to get things to work right for me. And well, you're going to need to install into your bottle. Ooh, that probably wasn't a good idea. .NET Framework 3.5 first and then the newest, because you're going to get some errors come up with the Epic Games Launcher. Yeah, that was not a good idea. Okay, so Ultra is probably not the way to go. Anyways, we're gonna have to go back here. Let's go to medium. Anyway, I've been a real stickler, I guess you could say. Parallels, I mean, is a joke. You got to admit, it's a joke for gaming. It's a joke program, period. You know, for gaming, you need something like crossover. It's what everybody else says. That seems to be a little bit better. Anyways, let's find my game. Anyway, I got almost an hour before I can do my daily, so I figured this is a good time to do this. So anyway, I'm running the free trial for 2 weeks. I want to see what it's like. I mean, but I do know that I do have other games that, with 16 gigs of RAM in this machine, it ain't going to happen. Because even when you go into game mode on the Mac, if crossover even activates that, which I'm pretty sure it does, even for the amount of RAM that gets freed up to be reused, I mean, a lot of these games that I play want a bare minimum of 16 gigs of RAM just for the game, right? Like, that's the minimal. So, it's kind of like, well, we only got 16 in the computer, so that doesn't count much. Anyhow, let's see what kind of frame rate we get. We do get some jumpiness with this. Oops, wrong one. F2, come on, function F2. So we're getting about 39 frames per second. But it's high resolution mode. I was running it in just the default. And let's just say the map didn't look right, neither did the ocean. So let's see what the map looks like now. Hey, that's exactly like it would play on my PC. Sweet. That's good. I like that. That means our ocean water should look normal. On default mode of the setup, without going into the high res mode or D3D Metal, you can literally see the bottom of the ocean when you're not supposed to. You know what I mean? So this looks really promising. I'm seeing some kind... Oh, I know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a shadowing of the undertow current. Just barely, but it's there. Okay, we need to gain some height here, so let's get some bananas into us, because we need them for stamina to fly, otherwise we'll drop like a stone. So definitely do not leave the bottle on your setup for your video. Don't leave it on automatic. If you're doing this on a Mac, obviously, not a Linux machine, crossover does Mac and Linux, use D3D Metal, at least for the Apple Silicon machines. I don't know what the hell you'd use for the Intel Macs, other than most people just install Windows and run the actual real Windows OS on an Intel Mac. So, but on the Apple Silicon, we can't do that anymore. So we do what we can. Alright, let's take out our glider. Ooh, we got our glider back to normal. So definitely beneficial. My glider before, you couldn't see the skin on default settings. And there's no real good instructions for crossover, okay? I mean, it sucks donk really bad. Okay, so let's see what kind of visuals we're getting down here. This is actually looking relatively good, actually. I don't know if that's cloud reflections in the water. It might be. But that's a far sight better than it ever was before. Definitely way, way better. We need to get some more height over here. I have an idea. I know how to get more height. We're going to take a scoot right across the ocean and get a real good bird's eye view of everything. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys have been staying tuned much to the channel, but recently I got my Asus TUF replaced under warranty. And it's paid off in full, which is fine. So they replaced it with a really super kick-ass Omen system, and I mean kick-ass. It was like miles and miles better. So they really did keep their word on that one for giving me a better system. But anyway, I had to sell it because I had some bills come up that, surprise, we want your money. And we know how that goes in life. So, and it did help me take care of a few other things too at the same time. So either way, it kind of became a win-win in that situation. But a lose-lose for my new baby. However, we do have crossover, right? Which is an option. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to fall for the GOAT rate yet because, well, I don't know if I can. I know I can't run the program from an external drive unless there's an OS on that drive. Then I would be fine because I've got a 1 terabyte Thunderbolt. But with the internal being 256, I'm only going to have so much space to download and play games. But this is one of my favorite games, and within core is over 50,000 games, so they say. So that ocean's looking actually really surprisingly good. I'm really happy with that. So that is really, really nicely done. Now I can still see the bottom here, but not near as bad as it was. Like, it was disgustingly gross. Like, it's almost like you were flying over nothingness, right? So, because the water looked that crappy, the map was horrible looking. And it didn't matter what resolution I put the Mac in, which you had to change when you're on this auto stuff. Not cool, not cool, not cool. Okay, not cool. Okay, this is not going to go well. I can see this happening. All right. Okay, we don't want to die. That happens. Anyway, lost track. Thanks to the game. But yeah, so I don't know if I can run this on an external drive other than if there's an OS there. Because I did try that, didn't work. It said it had to go in my applications folder for crossover. So, but at least now it's set up to run at least Epic games. Now, I don't know how much hell we have to go through for every other game under the sun, but, you know, it's working well. And even at this graphics setting, well, that's 30 FPS. I'm pretty sure we can squeeze more. We should have at least 60 to be even better, okay? So the thing with that is, like, I don't want to drop this any lower than medium. This is like amazing resolution for this. I don't want to go into windowed mode either. I don't like it. I mean, at 30 FPS, it's pretty playable. That's the thing. I don't know. Let's go beat the crap out of something. I think that's what we really should be doing here. Let's see how we do beating up on something. I mean, as far as this stuff goes, like, that's good movements. Maybe I'm getting a false report on the frames per second. I really couldn't tell you. Come on. Could be something I can kill. Oh, there we go. Let's kill a raptor. Yeah, so that's alright. But yeah, I like this a lot better. That was the trick. Put it in the friggin' metal and high resolution. If I drop the resolution, it's going to go back to looking like crap, and I didn't like playing that, though it did give me a lot more frames per second. But this is really playable at 30, which is amazing because I've never experienced 30 frames per second on this game, and it's actually very playable. I have no issues. Now, I haven't looked at the prices of crossover in a while, but, you know, if I could get even a couple more games to work really well, then I think I might actually be able to just say, hey, you know, we can do some gaming here. You know, it's definitely viable on even this Air. Oh, come on, don't be such a woo-woo. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem with frames. That or I'm getting stalled out. But for the odd little fart and hiccup, I mean, I'm not dead yet. I'm only working with base health right now. I didn't jack up my health ahead of time. Alright, I gotta go back to camp here though. Now that part gets a little sluggy. Switching between my different toolbars, that's a little sluggy, but hey, that's 30 frames per second for you. But if we can deal with it, then we're good. But anyway, I just gotta get back to base camp and we'll finish off the video because I'm sure it's getting to be some length here. But yeah, if you buy yourself a M4 MacBook Air, at least in the 15-inch, because this is the 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU. Now your CPU is only 4 performance cores, but that's all you need anyways, really for gaming, for a lot of games. And this is 4.4 gigahertz all the time. Right, so it doesn't go lower. Now as far as heat goes, 41, 42 degrees. That's not bad. 43, 44, 32, 31, trackpad 31. I mean, the temps are really, really good here. And I'm on a cooling pad. So, color me impressed. Especially for now that I've been able to switch it over, and getting that kind of top resolution is actually really good. Where was it that I actually did this? I want to show you guys where we get into this part. I guess maybe it's configure. No, it wasn't in there. Must have been within. Okay, that's home. Games. Yeah, game store. If you go under bottles to the game store, D3D metal. Now that's what I had picked out. Now we do have other options here we can try, but D3D metal is going to probably be our optimal anyways, because Apple and their metal graphics, right? But it was set on auto. Now the other thing I did was high resolution mode. So now if we take off the high resolution mode, okay, we go with just metal. The other thing I want to do is displays, and show all resolutions. Now I think 2048 by 1280, because that's actually a resolution I can live with on my Mac. And let's try that really quick. My apologies for the long video, but hey, if you want to know about this stuff, this is how we figure it out. So anyway, but so far I'm liking Crossover. For the lack of instructions, I did some Google searching of how the hell do I get .NET Framework to install on this bloody thing, because Epic Games was giving me the problem, right? And I did find in a Google search, and that worked out for me. So let's launch Core again, and let's see what we get now, because now everything should change, because we took off high resolution mode. Now we're at my choice, so now we gotta just go in and back to our video settings and make sure that we're set right and see what we get on medium graphics now. I wouldn't drop it below medium though, because otherwise it's going to look like absolute crap. And you want the game to run as smooth as possible. Okay, so let's go into here, into video. Oh, I can choose all the way from 1280 up now. Okay, so that's what I want. Okay. And we're at medium. And we'll get out of there. And to my games. And we'll just go in faster. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Some of you who have been hanging out long enough in the video, you're interested. The ones that weren't interested, well, that's the way life goes. Okay, now, frames per second. Wow, holy crap. I'm sold. Over 80 frames per second on medium. Okay, that's good. I think we just solved all of our problems in life. All right, let's go take a look at I need bananas. That is doing easily equal to even that Omen that was sent to me on a warranty replacement. And I'm on wireless Wi-Fi. Like, that's freaking amazing. I'm colored me really impressed now. Okay, this is doing good for this game. We do have other games we need to test, and I will test those definitely off camera, obviously. But holy, wow, what a difference. The frames per second is everything in gaming. Oh, look at that. That looks really nice on the ocean too. Okay, that's definitely got a huge amount of promise. And to get that frame rate on friggin' doing this under a third-party program, like with emulation and crap, I mean, that's sweet. Oh yeah, I'm just like kicking it. Nice. Oh, that's way too awesome, guys. Way too awesome. And this is a MacBook Air, right? So, 16 gig of RAM, 256 SSD. I still got over 160 gigs free on my internal drive, in case any of you were wondering, maybe. Nice. Oh, I am so freaking floored happy. This is really doing good. Nice. Very nice. Oh, we're at 19 minutes. That's good enough for me. So, this is my first impression. I am not reviewing this program yet, but so far, I am friggin' amazed. A couple little tweaks here and there, and my game is running just as good as it did on a steroided from hell Omen system. And I even cranked the RAM to 32 gigs in that thing and a terabyte before I had to part ways with it. And I mean, it is an amazing machine with a 16-core CPU and 8 gigs of onboard video. And this is like, I can't believe how well this is handling. Now, mind you, I was doing ultra graphics and getting the same and a little bit more FPS. But even for medium graphics on this, that's good. I'm going to play around with high and ultra high, and when I do my review, I'll let you know how all that went. So, but in the meantime, hey, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.